onto the field here. Trinidad and Tobago ready to meet Montserrat in CONCACAF Gold Cup preliminary action from the home of Inter Miami in Fort Lauderdale. Drive Pink Stadium playing host. The Emerald Boys hoping to make something truly special happen here in CONCACAF Gold Cup against a refocused and rejuvenated Trinidad and Tobago side. We're closing in on kickoff here and the anthems in Fort Lauderdale.
Damas y caballeros, favor de...
You can feel the excitement from those who've stuck around. Weather delays have certainly changed the evening. Both managers acknowledged it on the way in. Interim manager for Trinidad and Tobago, Angus Eve, overseeing a side that failed to move on into the octagonal for CONCACAF World Cup qualifying. Highland captains this side, and a surprising goal, perhaps, the 28-year-old Danish goalkeeper, Nicholas Frenderup. Just his third appearance comes in this knockout preliminary round game. The winner will get either Cuba or French Guiana on Tuesday. Montserrat, who have so drastically improved their stock, looking to upset a Trinidad and Tobago side that over many years have come to expect reaching the Gold Cup. Referees have waited a long time too. Guatemalan head referee Brian Lopez oversees the match tonight. Games do have the benefit of VAR. We saw it used twice already today. VAR facility ably staffed by Carlos Ayala of Mexico, Said Martinez of Honduras, his assistant. Starting lineup for Trinidad and Tobago sees a lot of players who do have experience in Gold Cup. Will Donachie sends out a lineup that has very little. Corn Brooks in goal. Lyle Taylor captains this side. Nathan Pond has shown the ability to score some timely goals. The brothers Brandon and James Comley will feature in midfield. Inching toward kickoff, Montserrat has talked about working to this point. The phrase rising from the ashes. A song released on the island by Jadine Greenaway, the Emerald Boys anthem, has been the hottest ticket in town. And now Montserrat and Trinidad and Tobago are ready for win or go home in Florida. Opening whistle, kickoff here in this final preliminary round game of the night. Montserrat taking on Trinidad and Tobago. Trinidad taking the extraordinary step of dismissing their manager, Terry Fenwick, less than a month before the Gold Cup. The results in World Cup qualifying group play not good enough to see them into the next round. And as a result, that disappointment sees Fenwick out and Angus Eve in, 49-year-old. Named June the 13th, 3 weeks on the job. One of the inclusions back into the national side, Kevin Molino, will step into the wall. Member of the reigning Major League Soccer champion Columbus Crew. Free kick from Montserrat in the opening 2 minutes. False step. Now redirected forward with a ton of English on it. And Pond watched it bounce into the hands of Frenderup. For Montserrat, this is not the team of 2002, of famed the other final fame. The lowest ranked teams on the planet met on the same day as the 2002 World Cup final. And Montserrat lost by 4. Their ranking is improved up to 180th in FIFA. That really doesn't tell the whole story. In the Nations League B, staying up the upcoming campaign, the amount of talent that Willie Donachie has brought into the national side. Dean Mason sliding into the challenge. No, these are not pushovers. This is a side that could make some real noise. Corn Brooks awaits in goal for Montserrat. The free kick for Trinidad and Tobago. And there is a heated exchange of words. Aubrey David face-to-face. Appeared with Pond. After all the hullabaloo, free kick lined over the crossbar, and Trinidad and Tobago trying to get after this from the very beginning. Alvin Jones, saw Donachi there before the match. He told the players to enjoy this moment. The weather tore through South Florida in the hours preceding the second game of the day, Barbados-Bermuda. Isn't all that uncommon. Been there, done that. They had not left the hotel yet, come to the stadium, so both sides simply move back their departure out to the stadium. Alvin Jones. And this hammered on the first time, across by Molino. The nature of expectations for these sides couldn't be more different. For Trinidad and Tobago, failing to move forward in World Cup qualifying, had a coach dismissed less than a month ago. For Montserrat, yes, the first word that came out of Willie Donachi's mouth was, the game is about winning. But if you give everything that you can, give your all, that's all I can ask for. If Montserrat slays Trinidad and Tobago today, it's one of the bigger wins in their country's history. Bouncing ball ahead. Lyle Taylor puts this over the line. Taylor, 6 goals in 10 caps, all-time leading scorer for Montserrat. Jones. Taken back by Montserrat. Hackshaw. Hackshaw fouled. Conley's gone into the book.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to honor and appreciate the Montserrat presenting the right now.
Mason. Rohan in centered away, and Conley gets involved again. Liam Highland writhing on the ground. appears neither side waited all that time not to put up a physical fight. Driving ahead into the final third, Montserrat, Allen, Comley. Minutes in, and you'd have to say Montserrat doesn't look out of place. This is Nicholas Frenderup sending it away. He actually reached out personally to Dennis Lawrence in Trinidad and Tobago. That was the impetus for him getting involved in the national team. Hodge. Molino. Highland. Delivers a good ball. Comley got in. Given away by Craig Graham Barrett. Still now for Alvin Jones. Neville Hackshaw. Jones. Molino. Hackshaw once more playing for the Indy 11. One of 4 players currently on American sides for Trinidad and Tobago. Hackshaw just managed a goal and an assist on the weekend for Indy 11 in their big rivalry derby, the Louisville-Indianapolis Proximity Association football contest. Hackshaw primarily used as an outside back there. And the foul sees Montserrat into possession. Lyle Taylor expect a steady dose of that. Jelani Peters. The ill-fated step and then grabbing at the hip. Taylor. Comley. Brooks. Foul Trinidad and Tobago. Now Comley is down. There's the step on top of the right boot. Nadim Highland. Success successfully avoid a caution. Surely he's drawn the referee's attention. Ince, 4 years signed at Chelsea, never played for them in the Premier League, in the FA Youth Cup there. For Montserrat, of their 10 field players, 8 currently play in the English lower divisions. The other 2 are currently unattached, out of contract. This will roll through. Maintain here to Montserrat, quickly thrown. Calmly. Options available. Flipped across, cleared by Peters. Brandon calmly. The overlap arrives. Spot here by Frenderup. Joseph. Jones effectively works the give and go. Joseph. Deflection only serves to help Ryan Telford. Molino. Out for a corner. Kevin Molino offered himself up to Angus Eve once he took over the side. Said he wanted to come back into the national team fold. And Molino hits the ground hard, but that appeared to be a clean challenge. Certainly ball first. Away from Montserrat. Backstopped by Hodge. Driven across, Hackshaw header, and the header now over the crossbar. And Aubrey David may have been popped in the mouth. Oh, he certainly was. The athletic trainers will race out here. So Hackshaw heads this back across, and then this thing to watch. Oh, it's a boot to the face. Trying to do all he could. Get something on that. Nathan Pond extended his foot in the air. Caught David right in the mouth. He'll need to certainly change shirts, and this is going to be reviewed. Third use of VAR today. 2 previous instances. A goal for Bermuda deemed offside 16 seconds in the last match against Barbados, overturned. A good goal onside. The second use, a penalty. Goalkeeper left the line early. And now they will check for a penalty here with that boot to the face, Aubrey David. Well, you can argue that David was extending himself forward for the header. It's a dangerous act from Nathan Pond in a very congested area of the field. Brian Lopez awaits. See Ayala there, the Mexican referee acting as the VAR. Penalty. A penalty awarded. A high boot from Nathan Pond. And that is a brutal wound to Aubrey David. Ball from Hackshaw across. There's the high cleat. And David, who's playing for Saprissa, one of the biggest clubs, many in Costa Rica would say the biggest club in Costa Rica, does win the penalty, but pays the price. Pond goes into the book. That's a yellow card. And what a moment this could be for Kevin Molino. How desperately he wanted to come back into this Trinidad and Tobago side. A magical run in the 2020 playoffs. Minnesota United into Columbus as a free agent over the offseason. Molino, who's been the standard setter so often for Trinidad and Tobago, can set the tone. Molino, yes. Calm, cool, collected. A magnificent penalty, 1-0 Trinidad and Tobago. He's always the coolest kid in class, Kevin Molino. Panenka down the middle. Through a changeup. And Trinidad and Tobago open the scoring in the 21st minute by way of penalty. Conversely, one wonders what Trinidad and Tobago will do about the injury Aubrey David now. After Molino's goal, they do have the lead, but with 23 minutes and stoppage time remaining in the first half, surely they didn't anticipate using a substitute on a defender. Joseph catching James Comley. Been caught up in a handful of scuffles already. Comley. Wichelo. Brandon Comley. And hooked away by Kaleem Highland. Molino, 21st minute, and David returns to the field. Header pops straight up and recovered by Frenderup. You see David, 2 in white, has a massive bandage over his face. Jamie Allen. Molino for Trinidad and Tobago. All this room Alvin Jones unable to complete the switch. Ince. Take it away, streaking in Marcus Joseph. This will come to David. Jones. David. David trying to hold up Lyle Taylor. He did so well enough. Possession to Trinidad and Tobago. Third in Nations League A Group B. Relegated at the hands of Honduras and Martinique. Trinidad and Tobago have suffered nearly 2 years of indignation. It could be argued that one of their high points of late was in taking the United States out of the World Cup in a match they themselves had nothing to play for. Hackshaw has gone into the book, sweeping out the feet calmly. Dean Mason, Montserrat find an answer here. Telfer. We've seen 2 matches already in the Gold Cup prelims. And the first 2 results were very lopsided. St. Vincent and the Grenadines down by Haiti. That's 6 goals to 1. It was 8 goals to 1. The second preliminary game. Bermuda now face Haiti after dispatching Barbados. There's the step. For now, this is onside. Joseph. And off his line, Galectas Brooks. And, well, the flag did eventually go up. And you'd argue that's good refereeing in the current state of play. Look at that last step backwards. Craig Bram Barrett knew there was no way he was going to catch up to Joseph. And stepped at just the right time. Allen. Got away from Molino. You can already tell there is a strident Trinidad and Tobago crowd. It's the noise more than the red in this venue. It's the giveaway. Hackshaw bodying off Ince. Kept possession for Trinidad and Tobago, seeking Joseph. Pond. Telfer brought down. Foul from Dean Mason, his 18th cap today. Makes him the, for now, most capped player in Montserrat history. Alex Dyer is available off the bench. They came in joint leaders in the category. Hodge helped up here. It's actually a World Cup qualifier against the U.S. that earned Hodge a ticket to Memphis to play for Tim Howard's team in Memphis a few years ago. Playing now for Colorado Springs Switchbacks, which has potential to be a real springboard for Caribbean talent. Their new manager, Brendan Burke. Set piece here for Trinidad and Tobago at the half-hour mark. They're looking again for Hackshaw. Here's the earlier penalty. Aubrey David catches a high boot from Nathan Pond. The goal in the 21st from Kevin Molino. And a triumphant return after nearly 2 years out. Kevin Molino could only watch as World Cup qualifying went up in smoke. Had not capped for the side since the end of 2019. Hodge. Frenderup. One of the players on this field who's managed promotion multiple times for him in Norway. He's in the Norwegian First Division now at Ranheim. Offside flag is up. Molino's penalty, the difference maker right now. For Montserrat, their World Cup qualifying campaign was seemingly written in the stars. They didn't lose, but they still failed to qualify for the second round. Salvador finished over top of them in a 5-team group, but Graham Barrett going up with Marcus Joseph. Comley. Montserrat did play El Salvador twice in Nations League B, dropped them both. El Salvador, truthfully, it's caused the most pain for Montserrat over the past few years. In 2019, Montserrat was the only team on 9 points in the preliminary rounds that failed to qualify for the Gold Cup. And in part, a draw between Guyana and Barbados, who fielded a few ineligible players, saw Guyana qualify in Montserrat's place. But now in Montserrat's 25th opportunity to qualify for a CONCACAF Continental Championship, their potentially just 2 games away, but they do trail here. Ince, Wichelo. Comley. Joey Taylor unable to keep that in. Pairs of brothers on the field, James Comley and Brandon Comley, and then Joey Taylor and Lyle Taylor. Lyle, older brother, also captains the side. Way off his line. And goalkeeper trying to get back here. Brooks. Brooks is beat. It's 2 for Trinidad. It's Joseph. Corin Brooks racing out to provide a bit of help. And in doing so, he's left himself unenviably out of his position. (2-0) Trinidad and Tobago. Joseph knew he had this all the way. An insult to injury for Corin Brooks as he trips the ground, trying to shuffle back to get some kind of touch on this. And Joseph has put Montserrat to the sword. 35th minute, 2-0. Say what you will about Marcus Joseph, but let's simplify to this. The past decade, he's played for 6 clubs. Add up all his domestic play in that time. 183 games, 118 goals. Might be unattached now, but the 30-year-old should be well sought after come the conclusion of Gold Cup. And Telfer wants to go again. Mason slowed him momentarily. Highland for Telfer. Canadian-born player has a step now. Telfer, Molino. Comley. Taylor. The response here from Montserrat. Not yet. McDavid, what a warrior to still be on the field. Beyond Judah Garcia. Corin Brooks Mead. Hackshaw. Well, he went for the ball and he cleaned out calmly. Mason punched away. Frendrup. Brilliant. Joseph. Garcia. Garcia whipping this to nowhere, but Telfer extends down the line. Into the area for Trinidad and Tobago. The return denied. There's a save, but also a foul. Marcus Joseph seeking a second. CONCACAF Gold Cup prelims. Gold Cup now just over a week away from really getting into full swing of the group stage. 12 teams arriving in Fort Lauderdale, Florida, the home stadium of Inter Miami. Trinidad and Tobago, Montserrat, the third and final game today. 3 more tomorrow. The winners in each game will continue on. There'll be 3 games on Tuesday. Winners of those games enter the group stage, along with 12 others who've already qualified. Trinidad and Tobago trying to make this a runaway. Joseph's goal in the 35th. After Kevin Molino bagged the penalty in the 21st. Trying to eliminate the ghosts that have certainly followed them for the past 18 months. Advantage played and launched into the attacking half. Brooks for Montserrat. Montserrat, the story very different. Willie Donachie, the 69-year-old former Scottish defender, in his 4th year at the helm of this Montserrat program, resurrecting it almost entirely from scratch. Told players before this game to enjoy this. When you're older, you'll see it as a great experience. But tempered that by saying, of course, we came here to win. Montserrat's come out tooth and nail from the beginning. Taylor. toward Taylor. Plenty of contact. Hackshaw helps to relieve the pressure. It's momentary. Calmly got it wide. And a steered header by a diving Lyle Taylor comes to the hands of Frendrup. 2 additional minutes. You could argue this is the best opportunity for Montserrat so far. It's a redirect from Lyle Taylor in front of goal. Highland. It's Alvin Jones. Molino. Garcia. Massive overload on this right-hand side for Trinidad and Tobago. And they've waffled between intent here, trying to safely see this lead into halftime. And now they'll go. Telfer. Telfer, yes! 3-0 Trinidad and Tobago. This is the emphatic response Angus Eve could have only prayed for. The interim manager, who saw his side's friendly earlier in the week, canceled out of an abundance of caution, finally sees his side on the field and sees them absolutely excel against Montserrat in this must-win Gold Cup prelim. And the halftime whistle arrives about a minute late for Montserrat. Ryan Telfer, who stars at Atletico Ottawa moving forward, serves through the 5-hole of Corin Brooks, who's had a nightmarish first half. Telfer puts a bow on it. Joseph has scored one of the goals of his life. Molino returns to the fold for Trinidad and Tobago with a successful penalty. Trinidad and Tobago 3, Montserrat 0 at the half. In pursuit of a tremendous upset, they've come up against a rejuvenated Trinidad and Tobago side. A tremendous first half in the rearview mirror. Montserrat will make a multitude of changes. Trinidad and Tobago have made one as well. Spencer Weir Daly among the notable attacking additions to this Montserrat roster. Kaleem Simon, who just came into the side this year, and Jernaid Mead, who's come in from England as well, from Dartford. Can that be enough to turn the tide for Montserrat? This Gold Cup preliminary round match had all the makings of something special, but right now only Trinidad and Tobago have gotten off the bus. Start of the second half in CONCACAF Gold Cup preliminary round one. The winner of this match will go on to face the winner of Cuba and French Guiana on Tuesday. Hodge off, Russell on for Trinidad and Tobago. That's their only change at half. Trinidad and Tobago may have the opportunity at this stage to begin to think about saving legs. Mason settled in the penalty area. Weird Daly watches this thrust away. See Brandon Comley has come off. He was on a yellow card. Mason. Hackshaw for Molino. Molino, Joseph, Telfer. Goals for Trinidad and Tobago. Garcia. Molino. Telford denied. Russell remains down. He just came into the game at the half. Let's say good on Dean Mason for looking in on him. Could have been a really nerve-wracking situation here, to say the least. Good to see Russell's up and walking without a limp for now. Hackshaw. Forward by Highland, taken back here by Montserrat. They can get a goal early here in this second half. Certainly changed the trajectory. Allen. Defensive header by David. And Trinidad and Tobago are striding across midfield. Molino. Molino, excellent back heel, and this time a rebound. And again, a denial of Garcia. Wonderful combination. Corin Brooks-Mead begins to make up for a first half he surely would like to forget. He would not be beaten between the legs again. How clever is this from Molino? And then Judah Garcia getting 2 bites of the apple. corner for Trinidad and Tobago. Bobbled here and cleared away by Bram Barrett. Lyle Taylor attacking Jones. Alvin Jones. Strong defensive presence. Jones some time last year with Real Salt Lake. Jones, for the moment, unattached. This loss between the legs of Junaid Meade. Mason. And now Trinidad and Tobago into the final third once more. Russell steps out in front of Brooks, who confidently came off his line. Corin Brooks himself was unattached for nearly 3 years. He was in Cyprus for 9 years, and then a domestic club break, so it appears. Brooks returning to Cyprus in 2020. Couple good saves here on Garcia. Bram Barrett. Good from David. And the flag is down for now. Striding in Joseph. Joseph scores. And now the offside flag comes up. So Trinidad and Tobago is celebrating. At first glance, it appeared he was offside. It's now deemed as such. Well, there's no need to draw lines. We have the literal benefit of a line drawn on the field for us. Comley. Oh, punched away there by Frienderup. Molino. Caleb Porter described the addition of Molino as a game changer for them. Signed as a free agent, smart, technical. Bill Hamid once called him MLS's Kevin Durant. Molino's got a goal in this game in what appears to be a triumphant return back into the fold of the Trinidad and Tobago national team. Allen. Allen dancing on Russell. Comley. Header down. This knocked off the crossbar and now in. Now it's in from Lyle Taylor. Weir Daly hammered it off the bar and Taylor scores. It is 3-1. Montserrat has their first goal at the Gold Cup. And the all-time leading scorer for Montserrat, number 7 for number 7. And you had to know there was fight in this Montserrat side. It's not as simple as tucking this to bed for Trinidad and Tobago going into halftime, and it's certainly not the case now. Ball launched ahead. Wonderful first touch. And how about this? Garcia. The response is instantaneous, as it is emphatic. Jelani Peters plays a delightful ball over the back line. And Judah Garcia buries it, touching around Brooks. His first international goal. And Jelani Peters, who went to Pittsburgh Riverhounds as a trialist earlier this year. A tremendous assist. 4-1 Trinidad and Tobago, and just when things began to look a little bit tenuous, Trinidad and Tobago reasserts control. Feet of David. Always unafraid to help spearhead the attack. He did that effectively. Joseph. Calmly. Weir Daly spins this outside. Taylor's the leading man at the front of the line. Allen. Montserrat trying to qualify for the group stage for the first time in their nation's history. They need to overcome a 3-goal deficit and then defeat either Cuba or French Guiana on Tuesday. For Trinidad and Tobago, after a winless skid in Nations League A, they're relegated. Martinique stays up. Honduras won the group. Terry Fenwick dismissed less than a month ago, and Angus Eve is reinstilled pride and an attacking mindset. They said coming into the match tonight they wanted to reassert an aggressive offensive attack. They've done that. Joseph. In doing so, Trinidad and Tobago may just be 120 minutes away from reaching back into Gold Cup despite all that's gone wrong. Highland and now Molino. Angus Eve said before the match what he'd tell the players is that your destiny is in your own hands. Put your best foot forward. The result will take care of itself. He was asked about the weather. Saw this game pushed back by nearly 2 hours. He said he can't account for the weather, but we know the gravity of the game, while acknowledging we're from the Caribbean, we're used to this. It's a beautiful pitch. Go out, express ourselves. We've done that too. Free kick here for Montserrat. This has been the area Montserrat just has not been able to figure out, pushing so many numbers forward. They've left themselves exposed at the halfway line time and time again. It pays off this time around. Allen. Taylor. There's the ball from Jelani Peters. And if you look really closely, it looks like it was Nathan Pond who conceded the initial penalty. It was maybe a yard or two behind the other defender. That appears to be what kept Judah Garcia onside. The goal in the 57th and saw Trinidad and Tobago up 4-1. Dean Mason. Good from Telfer. Russell. Aubrey David, now at Saprissa, constantly in pursuit in CONCACAF Champions League, CONCACAF League. This will splice the back line. Rolled toward Molino. The intervention from Jernaid Meade. Telfer. Trinidad and Tobago remain on the front foot. Heavy touch from Taylor, who's been uninvolved past few minutes. Frender up. Kaleem Highland. Time in Belgium, now in Saudi Arabia, 32-year-old from Trinidad and Tobago. Molino. Drawbridge finds Allen. Allen maintains calmly. Struck from behind and helped up by Molino. Trinidad and Tobago will make a pair of changes here. That's Dwayne Muckett and Rayon Moore for Molino and Joseph. Pair of goal scorers come off here. And what can you say about Kevin Molino that hasn't already been said? His 22nd international goal. A glorious return to the national team. And Joseph scoring from a different area code. Short free kick from Montserrat. Calmly outside. Taken away by Garcia. This will dip back over. More. Wow. He scored the goal of his life. On the biggest stage he has ever traversed, he's scored his first international goal in spectacular fashion. He pumped the brakes so hard, nearly a two-car pileup. Takes Mason off his feet. And lifts it over Brooks Meade. More in the 68th. And these long balls over the top from Trinidad and Tobago in the second half have caused Montserrat untold fits. Muckett started forward. Muckett under pressure. Highland. Muckett. Referee has a look, corner. Graham Moore had scored 13 goals in the Trinidad and Tobago First Division. He had won the league with Defense Force. But his goal, the 5th for Trinidad, has altered perception here. This has all the makings of a blowout. The way Montserrat is refused to back down. Trinidad and Tobago going for more. They went for more literally that time. And a foul from Kaleem Highland. Card will come out for that. Just had his effort to keep this out in front of him. Slide over top of the ball. And Allen, immense pain as a result. Eventually got bleeded right in the shin guard.
Ladies and gentlemen, the yellow card has been issued to Trinidad and Tobago's number 8, Kaleem Highland, in the 7th number.
Keep this in mind, Trinidad and Tobago in the group for World Cup qualifying scored 6 goals in 4 games. And you might think that you've reached the hexagonal with those kind of numbers, but alas, it's a 3-0 win over Guyana, 1-1 draw against Puerto Rico, a 0-0 draw with the Bahamas, a 2-0 win against St. Kitts and Nevis, but by then it was too late. Trinidad and Tobago eliminated from contention for the upcoming World Cup. Looked as if Alvin Jones effectively streaked by here. And Allen frustrating Jones to no end. Trinidad and Tobago spoke about refocusing, about concentration, about leaving it all on the field. But also, and perhaps most notably, knowing the gravity of this game. For all that's gone wrong, you can't undo the past. But to get the Gold Cup after a trying stretch could begin to mend offenses. Ross Russell making eyes back at Kaleem Strawbridge. Something truly unique about the matchup that we've watched. Montserrat is an island of 5,000. 26 years ago, a volcanic eruption saw this side unable to play for 4 years and caused untold and unparalleled devastation. Weir Daly cleared out over the line by Aubrey David. now an island of 5,000 inhabitants. Trinidad and Tobago, a population of 1.4 million. And yet this Montserrat football team right now is the subject of a song, the Emerald Boys Anthem. There's a buzz in Montserrat. The supporters who are here, decked out in all the Montserrat gear they could possibly wear at one time. What an effort at goal by Weir Daly. Finally, some work for Frienderup. Weir Daly sprinting across the face of goal, all the way in the background. Frienderup migrating out to the post, pushing it away. Calmly once more. Hackshaw. Got by Muckett. Kept here by Montserrat. Andrew Scarrett is a writer who lives in Tallahassee, Florida. More on him in a minute. Lyle Taylor. Taylor with a blast. Let's look it out for a corner. Andrew is a writer for the Undefeated and a former Montserrat youth national team player. He interviewed Weir Daly, took the previous shot that Frienderup had to save. He said, we could change the narrative. It could be the beginning of something special. A beautifully written piece that intertwines experience of old to experience now. And one that reminds you why this game meant so much for Montserrat. Corner. Taylor stabs this down again. Strawbridge, the final effort. And again, Trinidad and Tobago will defend a set piece. Corner. Away and headed down. And Trinidad and Tobago race down the field. Telfer, Muckett. Muckett dances. Telfer played through. Off the post. Dre Fortune for Garcia. Judah Garcia, who's seen his brothers, Daniel, Nathaniel, Levi, all play for the national team. And Garcia, the goal scorer now for Trinidad and Tobago. Replaced by Dre Fortune, who played for Dave Sarakin in North Carolina the past few years. He's now at Memphis, Tim Howard's club in Tennessee. Played in the American under-15s and then into Trinidad and Tobago. There's the effort by Telfer a moment ago. Ball across. Taylor goes sliding to the goal line. He's looking for the finishing touch. Taken back by Strawbridge. It's outside. Mason. And look at that minute touch from a diving Frienderup. Corner. Taylor again. Header off the crossbar now from Pond. This will carry him up into the stands, and there's a wry smile from Lyle Taylor as if to ask, what more can we do? Let's go back to that piece in the Undefeated one more time. Weir Daly said, to get to the Gold Cup is like getting to the World Cup for us. And Scarrett, a former youth national teamer, said, it would be so for me too. A dream deferred, a dream fulfilled. Taylor. That's a save for Frienderup. There are few ways you could truly wrap what this Montserrat side means to their country than that. And every time they can get a chance to score a goal on a stage like this, they're not going to squander the opportunity. That is as cleanly as you can hit a crossbar as you could imagine. And Taylor having one more go. Meanwhile, the other way, it's Moore. It's Moore again. It's his second of the game. And Trinidad and Tobago pouring it on. In all 3 games, the favorite has flexed their muscle. And Trinidad and Tobago leave no doubt. Muckett saw Moore running in. Beat Mason. And a clinical finish. Taylor. Hackshaw. Muckett. Fortune for Muckett. Good from Rohan Ince. Changes on each side. Marshall Willock for Trinidad and Tobago. Isaiah Lee. The end of the night for Mason. Mercilessly picked on late in this game. This is the final sub for Trinidad and Tobago. Telfer comes off, having scored. Willock. Strawbridge did well. Get that across. Second effort. Find it into the bleachers. Strawbridge. Foul from Comley. Tomorrow, Gold Cup qualifying continues. The Bahamas and Guadeloupe, French Guiana, Cuba, and Guyana taking on Guatemala. Trinidad and Tobago will see French Guiana on Tuesday, or Cuba, depending on the winner of that. Meanwhile, Haiti and Bermuda are assured a meeting on Tuesday. The winner of Guadeloupe, Bahamas will face the winner of Guatemala, Guyana on Tuesday as well. As we started with 12 teams in Fort Lauderdale, a centralized preliminary round for CONCACAF Gold Cup. 12 teams have already entered directly into the group stage. As we've officially crossed in the morning in Florida due to the weather delay in between the first and second game today. Well, yesterday. 12:01 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And the clock is most certainly hit midnight on Montserrat. Montserrat described it as a fairy tale. They felt there was something special brewing. It won't be the case. Trinidad and Tobago. A 6-1 victory over Montserrat. 90 minutes away from the Gold Cup. This preliminary round fixture is easy enough. A dominant performance against the Emerald Boys. Trinidad and Tobago handle their business tonight and will play on Tuesday for a seat at the table in the group stage. And a bit of new blood. Manager. And some of the names featuring for Trinidad and Tobago. Helped to lead Trinidad and Tobago back from what has been a devastating past few years on the field. And the pride from the fans that stuck around into the early morning, exuding out, but not just for Trinidad and Tobago, but for Montserrat as well. A truly heartwarming scene, even in defeat. Montserrat fans applaud their own, while Trinidad and Tobago get the result they were looking for. And we'll move on to the final stage of Gold Cup qualification. Lyle Taylor grabs the first goal for Montserrat at the Gold Cup in their history. The group stage is out of their reach.
We've got a lot to learn. We're very naive, and when you play against good teams, you can't afford to be naive because you'll be punished. You can't afford to give away good chances because you'll be punished. So we've got a lot to learn, a lot of lessons to take from that, and it hurts. It hurts.
Where do you think was the turning point?
We gave away 2 sloppy goals. The penalty is what it is. That's what VAR does, unfortunately. But we gave away sloppy goals, and you give away sloppy goals at this level, you're never going to recover from that, and ultimately we didn't. Thank you.
Plain spoken, Lyle Taylor. Montserrat captain stands alone, the all-time top scorer for Montserrat. Country determined to rise from the ashes. Tonight they played in a major league venue, foundation in part poured by David Beckham. An unimaginable place where they sat in 2002, the lowest ranked team on the planet. And the glory of this game is that the lessons that Lyle Taylor can only hope this side will learn will have a defined chance as they'll go back into Nations League B, the upcoming Nations League campaign. Play themselves out, and perhaps another shot at Gold Cup is just 2 years away. Meanwhile, for Trinidad and Tobago, a much-needed victory. 6-1. Surely a happy attitude.
You scored the first goal of the match. Do you think that played a big deal for the team going forward?
Yes, but I think together we start off well. That set the tone, the first goal, and the floodgates open, and we continue going. We should have scored more, but so be it. We look forward to the next game now. Result
Was 6-1. Was that what you expected? Better or worse? Explain.
We take it, confidence going into the next game, and we're not going to take the next game lightly because we score 6. We're going in with the same mentality and even more hungry to get more goals.
All right, thank you so much.
My pleasure, thank you.
Kevin Molino speaking post-game, back into the team, and very frank. Cuba or French Guiana next in line.